teacher Nabasa here at River Flow International, innovators and educationists and scientists at all. The diagram below shows part of the human body system. Use it to answer the questions that follow. Now, we are going to first look at this and interpret it. You know, one of the key things that you have to do before you answer the question is to interpret it. And of course, to answer it, I am going to use one of the items found in the new approach primary science kit made by River Flow International. And this is the item that we are going to use. When you clearly look at this, you realize that this is a shape that shows the body, but you realize that this is this part. Then you realize that this part is this, and then this is this, then this one is this, then you have this one which is like here, and then you have this part here which is this, and then it goes like this and then it stops here, which means let's first identify. So this becomes our gullet as usual, you know that, or what we can call oesophagus. Oesophagus. Then we have this, which is our stomach. Then we have this one, which is our pancreas. And then, of course, this is the one that continues up to the small intestines. Then we have this as liver. And then, of course, this one, which is in the liver, we know it as a gallbladder. So we are interpreting the whole system. By the way, this work is for primary 5. So if you are in P7 and you cannot attempt this number, you need to slowly check your notes of digestive system in primary 5. So we are starting with part A. Here they have told us that it is a human body system. So they want us to identify the system of the body from which this part was extracted or obtained. And now we already know the parts of what has been given to us. This exactly tells us that it is the part of the digestive system of the body. This is the system that is concerned with the food, eating food from the mouth, okay? From the mouth through the esophagus, into the stomach, to the duodenum, the small and large intestines, through the anus, and then this one becomes the appendix. So this is the summary, and this becomes the digestive system. But remember, this tube, the tube that goes through, is the one that we call the alimentary canal. But because we have these ones attached, then it becomes a digestive system as given to us. If we didn't have liver and this one attached, we would as well call it an alimentary canal. Now, name the class of food which is digested in the part marked A. So we have already identified A as the stomach, which means that we need to know the class of food which is digested here. I know this number is going to cause a lot of problems, especially that part. But I want you to also give in your opinion. In primary 2, we learn about, or we teach about classes of food. And this is P2 work. And in this P2, we look at go foods as one class. Then we look at grow foods. Then again we look at glow foods. Now, before we answer the question, I want us first to understand. Now, this is it. And we know these are energy-giving foods. These are energy-giving foods. Majorly carbohydrates. They give us energy. Then these ones, they are body building. And then this one, glow, these are healthy giving. Healthy giving foods. Now, this is where you find vitamins, mineral salts, even water can come here. But when you come to P4, under balanced diet, there is what we call food value. Food value. Now, you realize that the food values are what you get from these classes of foods. So, for example, the food values include carbohydrates. Then you have proteins. Then you have vitamins. Then you have water, you have mineral salts, and so on. Now, my issue here, my concern is, which answer should we take? Should we take the major three? Should we pick the answer from the major classes? Or we should actually pick from food values? My opinion would be we pick from these ones. So if I was the one marking, I would have marked, because what is digested in part A is the stomach, and stomach is, we know in the stomach there is digestion of proteins. So since we digest proteins here, and proteins are under bodybuilding foods, now me, I would come and say grow foods. Because they have asked for me class of foods. But when I discussed with my friends, they said it is okay that even if the child says proteins, they are good. So these are the two options we are picking for it. So you can also drop your opinion in the comment section. Now they are telling us what diseases or disorders can affect the part labeled A and how can they be prevented. Now we are going to summarize. Now diseases, there are very many or disorders. A disorder could be something that is temporary, something is not temporary, might not, and the disease could be so. Now me, I always start with the funny ones, and I'm going to start with the constipation. That is one. It could also be, that is one of the things, one of actually the disorders. Now the other disorders could be even stomach ulcers. Could even be stomach ulcers. Others could even be diarrhea. Others could even be dysentery. Others could even be the disorders and diseases. It could even be stomach cancer. There are very many. We can't finish them. I'm just giving examples. Kindly add some in the comment section. It could even be typhoid. Could even be typhoid. All these ones are some of the diseases and disorders that can actually affect this system. Which is very important that we add. Maybe others could even be poisoning. Could even be stomach or food poisoning. All these ones are some of the disorders that we can talk about. Now, you realize that this question helps the learner to go far beyond not telling them, asking them a question that allows them to give one answer. And then, of course, you also have the dysentery, you have very many that can affect. How can we prevent them? How can we prevent them? So, one of them is all these ones you see, for example, drinking enough clean and safe water. would help. Then you can even, when you have others, you can use medicine, how they can be prevented. You drink a lot of water. Medicine may not be in prevention. Then you can have eating clean food or covering food. You can also covering food. Now, like these ones of typhoid, these ones can be avoided. So you can have covering food properly. Then on prevention still, you can talk about washing hands with soap and water before eating. There are very many. We can look at them. Then on the diagram, they want us to label with letter B the part that stores a substance used in the digestion of fats. Now, digestion of fats, there is a chemical which is produced in the liver by the gallbladder, and it is called bile. And this bile is important in the emulsification of fats. Now, these fats are broken down into small digestible or particles that can be digested by the bile. And this part is here. So we had already labeled it. So we are going to make this one and we label it B. So this is the part, this gallbladder, this one, which is within the liver or attached to the liver, and it produces bile, moves like this, and then it comes here in the duodenum. So basically that is it. Suggests the healthy feeding habits that can keep part A functioning well. Now here they want us to look at the healthy habits. Number one, chewing food properly before swallowing. Now, there is something that we can discuss here. Usually, when we are eating, sometimes we want to have it very quick. But did you know that you are actually supposed to chew food at a minimum of at least 32 times? 32 times before you swallow food. Such about particles, the food particles are already broken down and cut into small pieces by the teeth before you swallow them for easy digestion in the stomach, which is part A. So I want to know how many of us actually every time we are eating, maybe depending on the type of food, we are able to chew that food before swallowing 32 times, depending on the food you are eating. I can see someone who chews maize and swallow. So please mind about it. It's a healthy habit. Now, number two is eating clean, and well cooked food. You must ensure that every food that you are eating, it is clean. That means it is not contaminated. If it was left, it is covered well. If it is served on a very good plate. So the food must be clean and well cooked, such that it is not ingested, eaten with actually other contaminants from the environment. You can add very many other points that are needed, but otherwise, this is what we have put up. You can add others in the comment section. My name is Teacher Navasa.